Hello, everyone, and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian, filling in for Jim Rogers today. Voters in the North Hopkins ISD who have not already voted early can go to the polls Friday for a tax ratification election that is basically a tax swap. North Hopkins School Superintendent Darren Jolly dropped by KSST Wednesday afternoon, and I talked with him about the election.
Tax ratification election, voters need to approve or not. They have the option to approve an increase on the maintenance and operations from $1.04 to $1.17 per $100 of value on their tax valuation. This is a swap. It's an even swap at no cost to the taxpayer. 13 cents is the difference from the $1.04 to $1.17, and we're going to make that back to the INS side, the interest and sinking side. So the state just requires anytime you raise the maintenance and operations beyond the $1.04 for voters to have that authorization. But there again, it's just an even swap of 13 cents, so there's no change in the total tax rate for our taxpayers. The purpose of this, our school board unanimously voted 7-0 to do this tax swap to generate additional state revenue. This will bring in an additional $250,000 per year for us to do this because of the rate of how the state determines to do our funding. They do that on the M&O side. And the interest in sinking is designed for our paying off our bond, and we'll still continue to do that. This additional income will definitely help us continue to pay our bonds. There's no risk at all there. It's one of those strategies that a lot of schools are doing these days with the current state of school finance. We're looking for ways to do our additional big ticket items. We need some transportation fleet upgrades and improvements. We're looking to do some parking upgrades and improvements, and just continuing the maintaining our facilities, as we have a great school at North Hopkins, but to continue to make it great and even greater.
Are you optimistic, since it is an even swap, are you optimistic that this will sell with citizens? I'm
very hopeful. I am optimistic. I think it's a great decision. Over a 2-year period, if we could generate $500,000 at no cost to our taxpayers, I think it's common sense. One of my school board members says it's a no-brainer, and I tend to agree with him. It is a way to help us get some items and some upgrades that we haven't budgeted for. These are some needs of our school that we'll have to have at some point, but right now is a ripe time that the state is allowing for these tax ratification elections to happen.
Are you hearing from some naysayers for one reason or the other?
There are always skeptics and questioners, that want to know why. Anytime you have to go into a voting booth and say approve or not, that's common. There have been some questions about the interest in sinking, for example, decreasing that down from a 21.5 cents down to the 8.5 cents. There was some concern that we might not be able to pay our bond, but we're going to continue to pay the bond with designated funds generated by this tax ratification election. So that's been the main question that has come up.
So you're convinced even with a reduced interest in sinking that you'll be able to meet your obligations on your bonds that you have?
Absolutely. In fact, the $250,000 that it generates, that's even after we pay our bond. So our bond payment is about $307,000 a year, and this tax ratification election will ensure that is continued to be met, and then to be able to fund some of these big ticket items.
Yeah. Have you had some public meetings and stuff like that to answer questions from
Absolutely.
the public and anything like that? How's that going?
We've had several public meetings, and anytime we've had a meet the teacher night, we've discussed it. We've had a brochure that we've been passing out about this. We've had several come up and ask questions, and for the most part, when folks come up and they get their questions answered, they understand the board's motive and the board's, I think, great vision in this tax ratification election.
Most schools, they have their tax rate probably at the highest as it can go. It's frozen. It's not going anywhere. But the state does allow, to increase that. And that's mostly the elections we've seen. So people may be kind of used to that and figure they hear about the increase on one side and they're thinking that's all a tax increase for them.
Right. A lot of times you're voting for an increase of taxes, but this is just to raise the M&O. and we have to approve that to go above the $1.04. But the board has very good intentions. We feel like we have a good tax rate. We have no intention of raising that. We feel like that it's a good sweet spot right now for North Hopkins. So it's just a strategy to bring in state money without penalizing our local taxpayers. So we're optimistic about that.
All right. So you've been really busy trying to get out there and meet the public and answer their questions and all that kind of stuff.
That's correct. Yes. Looking forward to this. We're hopeful that it goes through.
All right. So what's the game plan now? Is it like a campaign or something with the vote coming up on Friday?
No campaigning. We're just speaking the truth. Speaking, this is a strategy for learning even. We talk about, making our school better, and it's just one of those opportunities. If we're able to generate an additional $500,000 over 2 years, then we should not leave that on the table. So, word of mouth of just being great stewards of our school district and our resources is the good word that we'd like to pass.
Are your students getting behind you on this thing?
We had a senior class meeting, and we enjoyed explaining that. They had some very good questions. Yes, I believe our students are with us too, because they see improvements that we're doing. We've improved our cafeteria food service. We've done several things. We have laptops in the hands of all of our secondary students, 7 through 12, and they know that we and our school board have a very good vision for our district.
You mentioned some plans that you had, some of the things you'd like to accomplish with the additional state money. Would that kind of represent what you see as the challenges for North Hopkins and the things that need to be done in that district?
North Hopkins is a great school. It's been kept up very, very well. But we have several air conditioning units that are, on the blink, just as they age. We have some technology thermostat issues that we'd like to address. For example, we would like to replace all of our lighting with LED lighting and upgrade some thermostats. It'd save us about $45,000 a year for that, but there's an expense to get the savings. Yeah. So that's an example. We've had several needs for transportation. We've been focused so much on technology and learning that we have an aged fleet at this point for our buses, but we take good care of those. So we are good stewards, but we do need a rotation to bring in some, new vehicles along the way in the near future.
The Hopkins County Ag Workers had their annual hay show Thursday morning at their monthly breakfast meeting. Some county hay growers submitted samples of their hay, and it was tested free by Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op for protein percentage and energy levels. 12 entries made up this year's hay show. The top hay samples were auctioned off to the highest bidder by auctioneer Don Sapaw. Funds raised at the hay show benefit Hopkins County 4-H. The top 3 hay producers won cash prizes of $100, $75, and $50, and they all donated their winnings back. The top hay producer was Ricky Glossop, whose hay was bought by City National Bank for $800. Glossop also had the second-ranked hay, and it was purchased by Alliance Bank for $700. Tommy Long was third, and his hay was auctioned off for $650 from Texas Farm Bureau. Marilyn Smith got fourth place, and her hay was bought by Guarantee Bank and Trust for $650. And Tommy Long was also fifth, and his sample was purchased by Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op for $600. More winning results are located on our website at ksstradio.com.
The Texas Hunt for the Cure is a nonprofit organization that helps the families of children ages 6 to 23 affected by chronic, terminal, and life-changing illnesses, having already assisted over 50 families. The Dominic Ayala Jamboree, which is set for October 14th at Yantis ISD, will raise money to benefit Texas Hunt for the Cure as they helped Dominic, who passed away 2 years ago at age 6. Let's meet organizers Shane and Julie Webster.
He's son of Tammy and Juan Ayala, which is part of our family now through the organization and through what they do for us as well.
The young man was only 6 years old, is that right, when he passed away?
Ma'am.
And briefly, a story of him?
Well, I mean, I'll tell the story as far as me. We met him. We talked to his mom on the phone a few times, and he was always wanting to get on the phone. He was so excited about his fishing trip.
Okay.
If anybody knew him, he loved to play with fish, minnows, whatever. So, but anyways, I met him Friday for a fishing trip. Before we left, he was playing around, and before it was time for him to leave, and he walked up to me and gave me a big hug for no reason and said, "I love you," just before they left. So, what else? I mean, I got to be careful. I'll be crying.
You were sort of hooked.
Yeah, he drew everybody in. He was a magnet. We have several kids, and he's one of them that just magnets and draw people to him. So.
Well, this Dominic Ayala and the Jamboree, which is the fundraising effort to help Hunt for the Cure. Dominic was not your first youngster to help through your organization.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We had Derek Klein was the first one. We've had many since then. We've probably taken 40 to 50 kids, but they all have a special place. But there's always there's a few that touch each person differently that's with Hunt for the Cure, and Dominic is definitely one of mine that changed my life, like they all do in some way or another.
Well, we're going to come back to the particulars of the Jamboree, which is coming up October 14th, and we want everybody to go to it. We want everyone to go and have fun. There's so many events planned, but also this benefiting the organization, and so that you can do further work. So let's kind of go back to the beginning. You were vice president of this organization.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us just a bit about it.
We take chronic, terminal, and life-changing illness kids on hunting and fishing trips. We pretty much let them pick what they want to shoot or what they want to go catch, whether it be catfish or striper or deep sea fishing. When we take them out, we take care of their gas, their food, their lodge, and then whatever they shoot or catch, we get mounted for them.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's just something we do. We do a family reunion like I was telling you about every year, that we bring all of them together and just hang out just like a regular family reunion.
Like a cookout and just time together.
Yeah.
So Dominic's wish was a fishing trip.
By far. He loved fish and dinosaurs.
And he passed away within a month.
About a month from us taking him on his trip. We had one of our guys, should tell this, we might not be able to get into children's again, but one of our guys snuck minnows into his hospital room just after going on the trip. He snuck them in backpacks because Dominic loved them so much.
Because he loved fish of any size.
Yeah. He told off on himself too with the doctors there. He's like, "Can I play with my minnows yet?"
Well, he lived in a good place to be around fish there in the Yantis area.
Yeah, Lake Fork's right there.
As vice president of Texas Hunt for the Cure, the president is
Stacy Stanberry. He's out of Wills Point, Texas.
Okay.
He's also the founder that got this started. We wouldn't be doing any of this part without him.
Okay. And the this chapter that you represent is the inaugural chapter of Texas Hunt for the Cure.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been going on about 6 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You take kids of what ages?
From anywhere from 6 to 23. It doesn't matter where at in Texas. We'll drive, meet you, get you wherever you need to be. We've got all kinds of equipment for. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair, amputees, whatever it is. We have the equipment and the means to get you out there.
Wow. I know you said from Texarkana to Odessa, which is a pretty wide swath across Texas. Already you have children within that range, and then from where we are in Northeast Texas down into the Houston area.
Yes, oh yes.
You'll get a call once in a while about a child, and then you have to meet them in person.
We meet them. A lot of times we'll meet them many times before, especially if it's hunting. We'll go shoot with them. A lot of the kids we take hunting, probably 85% have never been hunting at all. Most of them haven't even shot a gun, so
yeah.
We go with it and make sure they can shoot, teach them how to shoot, make sure they're safe, and that they're going to have a good time. And that way they're more comfortable with us when we do get on the trip.
Okay. Again, maybe in the beginning you had less categories, but now chronic illness, terminal, life-changing illness. Okay.
We've never told a kid no that's signed up,
Okay.
and that's the reason why we did that, so that for our 401c3 that we changed our bylaws so that we could do that, so we didn't have to tell any kids no.
Well, it sounds like wonderful work that you do, and wonderful work that you're prepared to do as you meet other children.
Oh yes, it's definitely a calling, as we say.
There's another person in the community of Yantis that's closely involved with the Hunt for the Cure and Dominic, and that is one of the Christ family.
Yes, Nathan Christ, Dominic's uncle. He actually he went on Dominic's trip with us. It was Nathan, Juan, and Matthew, which is Dominic's brother. They all got to go on the fishing trip with us, and again, they see that part, so they've been involved in some other trips as well, and it changes you.
Tell me about Dominic's parents.
Oh man. We love them like family. Me and my wife are going on a cruise with them in December. You know, it's ever since the trip, we've gotten closer and closer. I actually didn't meet Tammy until Dominic's funeral. She wasn't on the fishing trip, but I mean, there's just been a connection between the Hunt for the Cure and them, just like all the others, but it's a special one with them, and I don't know, they have a special place in our heart, and that's why we try to do as much as we can with them.
I won't say that Dominic is the poster child for Texas Hunt for the Cure, but he's definitely our poster child here. And this event coming up is well known, already well known, and just its second year. But please talk about some of the features of it. This is huge.
Oh man, we got more stuff this year than we did last year. I don't know who all went there last year, but Heroes, Cops, and Kids came out last year, but they've got a way bigger show planned this year. There's going to be more heroes and Spider-Man, Batman. I don't even know who all's coming. And we got good music with Don Woods, which everybody knows him here locally. We have a car show. If you got a car or a truck, bring it out. There's still plenty of room. We got a barbecue cook-off. We should have somewhere between 15 and 20 teams in that, and they're donating all their leftover food to the barbecue there, and most of them are actually cooking extra. We have a dessert bake-off. We have a Wild West show too, which is really cool. They're coming out of Canton, the Texicans. But then there's something special that Tammy has put together, really wanted to do out there, and it's there's a gold hunt, and then there's a dino hunt, and that's, it's cancer gold hunt, or however you want to put that, the gold for cancer. That's something that she's put together. It's pretty near and dear to her heart.
And this is for the children?
This is for the kids. They get well, I ain't going to say because then it'll ruin it.
Okay.
We're going to be giving away door prizes every 30 minutes, probably about 3 every 30 minutes. And then the big thing at the end to raise funds, which is what this is for, besides being something fun to do, is we're having a huge auction that has a lot of cool items in it. And we'll be hanging out. I mean, there's going to be stuff going on all day.
Oh, the music you did about Don Woods.
Don Woods, yeah. He's going to play at least twice during the day. I think the first one is 11 o'clock when he starts the first time.
Okay.
And he played last year. He said, every year he'd play as long as we wanted him there.
So many wonderful things have happened for Don Woods Jr. in this past year.
Oh, yes.
That advanced his career in music. And we're all not just hopeful, but we're all anticipating big things for Don as far as national recognition.
Yes, ma'am. He's a good guy. Well,
he's ours,
too. Personally.
So it starts at 8 a.m.?
Yeah, the cars can actually start getting there a little earlier. We'll be up and out of way before that, getting everything ready. But yeah, the car show technically, I guess, starts at 8. and then everything else kicks off at 10.
Okay. Is there a cost to get in?
It's $10.
More like a donation?
It's a donation, and plus you get to eat some good barbecue. You get dessert. You get a drink. Can't beat it for $10. You can't hardly go to McDonald's for that. So
kids $8 and under 5 are free. Is that right?
Yes, under 5's free, and kids from above that are $8.
Okay. And where at the school?
The Yanis. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. The Yanis ISD. You can't miss it.
Okay.
There'll be cars and bounce houses and everything. So.
Well, it sounds like a very well organized and a wonderful day.
Yes.
We're excited.
A lot of people worked real hard. Tammy and Juan, Nathan, Tina, which is Nathan's wife. Got Ken. I'm gonna forget somebody. Nancy Roy, which is from the
Community Chronicle.
Community Chronicle. She's on the board there as well. There's Greg. A lot of good people put in a lot of hard work this year. We started a year instead of 8 weeks like last year, so a lot of good things coming out of it.
You represent something very good and something very hopeful for our families. You know, those of us fortunate enough to say that we have not had a child ill, we feel fortunate that it hasn't touched our lives, but this is a good way to help someone whose it did and provide a way for those in the future who do.
Right. Yes, ma'am. This is going to put a lot of smiles on a lot of kids' faces.
And that's what Dominic liked.
Yes, ma'am.
For Texas Hunt for the Cure, Shane and Julie Webster visiting us today from Cedar Creek, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming over.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for helping spread the word about the Dominic Ayala Jamboree.
Okay. We will see you on October 14th in Yantis at the school. And is there a website they can find?
We don't have a website, but we do have a Facebook page.
Okay.
It's the Dominic Ayala Jamboree.
Okay. You'll find out plenty there and see pictures as well. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you.
The Lady Cats volleyball team won their 5th straight district game, defeating defending district champion Hallsville on the road Tuesday night, 3-2. Lady Cats volleyball coach Justin Manus has the Lady Cats playing very well.
It was an absolutely huge win. I think it was a huge win for our confidence. I think the ladies really enjoyed the fact that they were able to take their game on the road at a tough place and win. And it was a great match overall, but we just seemed to turn it on set 5, and they were really determined to get that win.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. They started and you dropped the first one, then played very, very well. Looked like they were going to wrap it up, and here comes Hallsville coming back, heart of a champion. So get you in that 5th set. And tell us about number 5.
Number 5, going into it, we didn't play well the set before, and it almost might have played into our favor that they beat us the way they did, because they might have came in just a little overconfident set 5, and we just got mentally ready for that 5th set. We had some players play huge. Kaylee Jefferson had a huge 5th set. She was just banging the ball down, and we needed to come out and set the tone, and they did a really good job setting the tone early, and we got up on them quick. In set 5, the key is at 8 point is really big. The first to 8 really says something.
Yeah. I thought you mentioned Kaylee and Autumn Tanton. Their stats were just incredible.
Oh, Autumn was picking them apart. She was able to turn the ball. She was able to see open spots and tip to it. She had a really, really complete night.
McGlamory with the digs, and also Andon Hammock with her assist as usual.
Right. It seemed as though we got tighter as the match progressed. Maggie, her passes just got better and better as the match progressed, and Andon was able to deliver the ball. She was able to see who the hot hand was, and she was delivering the ball to the hot hand, and we were just making really good decisions.
Now, tied is not always a good thing, but you're saying it in the good sense.
Yes. I'm saying it in a good sense. We just got better as the match progressed.
Rematch coming up with Marshall now. You don't want to kind of slip up after a big win at Hallsville.
No, and girls know that. We're having to travel a couple of hours to play, so we have that on our back, and I think they understand that we need to win out and just see what happens.
5 in a row, just keep it going. Right?
Yeah, yes, we're going to keep it going. We'll finish out strong, undefeated.
The Lady Cats play at Marshall Friday at 4:30 p.m. The Wildcats team tennis squad lost to Greenville 14-5 Wednesday afternoon. The Wildcats are now 1-4 in district play. The Wildcats' number 1 boys player, Alex Benitez, had a good day. He won his singles match and also teamed up with Jonah Kirkpatrick to win a doubles match. Blaine Flemons won a singles match. Chloe Ross won her singles match. And the mixed doubles team of Aaron Lucas and Heather Harris won their match. And they've done nothing but win since Wildcats tennis coach Tony Martinez put them together several matches ago. The Wildcats will wrap up their season with a home district match against Pine Tree next Tuesday. And that's Channel 18 TV News for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm Don Julian, filling in for Jim Rogers today.